Hello folks and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am kinda Stip and this is going to be part 38 of my early campaign where I'm playing as Egypt. And in the last episode I did attempt to bring my borders out a bit further here. So I did take Lesser Armenia and I wasn't able to take Armenia though. I auto-resolved this fight. I wish I hadn't, but I didn't think that they were going to actually defend this. And I didn't have time to fight that battle, so I lost it pretty badly, and I lost a lot of soldiers. I can try to take it again in this turn, or not this turn. I think I want to, yeah, I'm waiting for the Barbican to finish here in Armenia, or Lesser Armenia, should I say. And then once that's finished, I can transfer some troops over, or not. Actually, you know what, like, or I could just go for it. I have time now. Like, I have time to, I can fight this. Not to, that doesn't mean that guarantees victory, but I mean, I have the soldiers. I don't know if I, you know, have the exact soldiers that I want, but yeah, like why waste time? So let's take Armenia. And even though I lost the auto-resolve battle, I still, I'm sure they took some casualties, so they should be a little bit beat up now. And this is going to allow us to hold these provinces, or should I say these provinces, with these smaller garrisons without having to worry too much about them being taken on the turn of the counting periods of the Glorious Achievements objectives. So that's something that we can work on in this turn. Also, so like despite that though, and the thing that's like most stressful right now is actually the fact that my sultan does not have any sons yet. He has brothers, and he's 45 years old. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do instead? I just want to burn through some turns and see what happens. Because if I have to like go back to this save and put in like a cheat to guarantee that I get a new son, then I'd rather do that without having to, you know, put a lot of effort into fighting battles and stuff. So for the time being, I'm just going to be focusing on the naval stuff. There are some boats in the seas that are blockading some things. So here we have ourselves a 2-star Bagla. And then what do I have? I have 5 Baglas, 2 stars. So let's try to, or did they just move already? Yeah, they must have already moved in this turn. Okay, yeah. Okay. Moving on. Let's see, I know there's more. Up here, what about you? So yeah, you're attacking him. That's good. And I thought there was one more. Yeah, there's the French up here too. So yeah, you've already moved one bark. Okay, yeah. Okay, we'll do that next turn. And then we're not fighting the Danes, so we don't have to worry about them. So yeah, we're still losing like almost 3,000 per turn, but again, you know, we have 250,000 in the bank, so it's not the worst thing. It's just the whole status of having the heirs. If my brothers have sons, it's fine, but I can't know that until my sultan dies, so it's going to be a little bit stressful until then. So I suppose, yeah, let's just kind of like chill out and burn through some turns until I have figured out what's happening with this. Damn, this sucks. So that bark did sink one of my boats, and I didn't sink it in return, so that's awful. I did sink the Mongol boat in the Adriatic, so that's good. And the Almohads are dealing with some rebellions here in Granada, so that's good for me, I think. And the Mongols are preparing to attack the papacy. Okay. Alright, the Barbican is finished here in Lesser Armenia now. So I could bring those troops up if I wanted to, over to assist in that attack on Armenia. But yeah, I'm just going to hang tight until I find out what's happening with my sultan. So there was just a message that popped up that I probably should have read out loud to y'all. But the effect of it was that the percentage of the Muslims in my provinces have increased. Well, I mean, that's what it says. I would assume that I was already at 100% everywhere, so that's not the biggest deal, but it also the message said that the zeal decreased in all my provinces, and I wanted to check in on that. Now, I only have the imams in Arabia and Egypt, so these are the, or actually no, not even Egypt, just Arabia. So I had the jihads that were like, you know, being used from Egypt, and I think that the zeal used to be like 37%, so it's down to zero, which is pretty insane. I have to imagine that's going to really weaken my jihads, which is pretty crazy. And then here in my province of Arabia that does have my imams, I'm looking at 41%. It used to be up to like 73 or something like that before. That's wild. So that's like a 30% drop, at least, if not more. That's really something. I really wonder how much of an effect that does have on jihads. Huh. Yeah, that's something that's worth keeping in mind when, you know, playing as the Egyptians in future campaigns. I wonder... Yeah, I guess I didn't really read that message closely enough, but I wonder if that also has an effect on other Muslim factions, like the Turks or the Almohads, or is it just like my core territories? That's something about those messages that's always kind of confusing, because they'll say things like, zeal's lowered in France, and it's like, okay, does that like historical France, or like modern France, or current France? Like, what does that actually mean? Does that mean all provinces owned by France, or what exactly? I think that it's more geographical, I think, is kind of the idea, but that's still a little bit confusing, because like this campaign would start and the English would own Toulouse, Anjou, and Normandy, you know, so do those provinces, are they counted as like France, you know, for like those types of messages? You know, I know that there's like a message for that for the Italy, you know, England, you know, like England has a message like that, and the question is, okay, does that count for like Wales, Scotland, and Ireland, or is it just like, you know, Wessex, Mercia, Northumbria? Yeah, I don't really know, but yeah, in this case, I mean, that's pretty devastating. So if you were to want to use jihads as the Egyptians after the year 1370, you know, you might have to really spam the imams to get any effect out of it. It's worth checking. I would like to see like how bad these jihad forces are, so maybe I can get a chance to try that sometime. Okay, now my ruler has finally given birth to a son. He's like 49 maybe. So, yeah, I that's good. That's overall, that is good. I'm just wondering if it's going to be... So he's not going to be of age probably by the time his dad dies. So one of the brothers is going to have to take charge. There's 3 of them. So like surely between the 3 of them, they could stay alive by the time this son can become of age. I'm pretty sure. See, yeah, I can't remember if it's one of the brother's sons that becomes the new heir, or if it's the sultan's son, the current sultan's son. I'm not really sure about that. I'm going to see if I can try to take note of it in this case. So if I look here, so Prince Aladil. Okay. So I want to try to remember that Prince Aladil, he is the current sultan's son. But Prince Asali, who's 45, he's not much younger than the current sultan, who is 49. So if he were to live until, I think, like, I know I've seen them die of old age younger than 57, but I feel like 57 is usually like when they start to die. So that would be 8 years from now. So that means his son would be 9 years old, and 9 years old, that would just need another 7 years out of the other brothers. So I think he can get that. I think he can get at least 7 more years out of these 3 guys. So hopefully we're fine now. Hopefully we're saved. But I want to just kind of keep cracking on here just to make sure. The French crusade that was sitting up here in Armenia has finally dissipated, and I'm curious if that means we're going to be seeing another civil war amongst the French territory. Their current king is now down to 1 influence, so any new generals that get trained up are going to be pretty low on their influence. I'm pretty sure I've determined by now that current generals retain their high loyalty, I'm pretty sure. It's just the new ones that get trained up that are in a bad shape. So I feel like places like factions that are like pretty, I don't know, like they have a bad economy or maybe they can't afford to train any more soldiers. I feel like they don't suffer from the low influence kings as much because they're not going to be training any new soldiers. I think that's how that works. I'm not sure. Because yeah, it seems like all of these guys are pretty okay. Okay, now my sultan has died, so I'm curious. Also, I gotta say, I should have checked, but I don't think he was 57. I think he was kind of young for dying of old age. I mean, we can check to see how old the son is. And the king of the Danes has also died from an illness. Blackmailer, -3 loyalty. I should maybe check in on him. Because if he's... I have a new sultan. Okay, so 4 loyalty is okay. So my new sultan is going to be in Egypt, right? Yeah, there you are. Yeah, Sultan Asali II. So he's 52. Like, you know. So yeah, I think the last sultan, did he die right at the age of 57? And yeah, there's his sons. Okay. So yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? So Prince Al-Mustali must be the son of the current sultan. Prince Al-Adil is the son of the last sultan. But since he's younger than Prince Al-Mustali looks like he's going to be the next in line. Or actually, no, we won't know because until someone comes of age, I guess. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Yeah, this is just ranked by age, not by anything else. So Prince Nazir is the bold name, you know, the bold red name. That's the next in line. So once Al-Mustali comes of age, I'm curious to see if he jumps Nazir or if he gets in line behind Prince Khalil as like the third in line essentially. And then Prince Al-Adil jumps all of them. Yeah, I'm really curious. I want to keep an eye on this, but it's either between Al-Mustali or Prince Al-Adil, I think. See, this is an example of one of those messages that's a little bit confusing, right? So we have the Canterbury Tales. So by turns witty, bawdy, sad, funny, and always worldly wise, the Canterbury Tales are proving popular with all those who read them. Perhaps too popular, in that they are slightly disrespectful of the pillars of authority in the world, the true church and the king. However, there is minus 20% zeal in English provinces, while the king's influence is increased. So it's like you can kind of interpret that different ways. The English provinces, again, is that every province held by the English faction, or is that all the English provinces of like England? And then same thing with like the influence. Now I'm to assume that that would be the influence of the English king, but you know, again, what if there is no England? And what if it's someone else that owns these territories? Would it be that king that has decreased influence? I would assume it would just be the English king, but again, it's just a little bit, you know, vague, so we don't really know. I guess I can look at it though. So minus 20% zeal in English provinces. So like, let's see if I can, I don't know, notice something maybe. Oh yeah, that's 0%. 0%, 0%, 0%, and then 12% for Wessex. That's a little bit interesting, isn't it? English are all 0, and then the French-held English province is 12. And there's no Inquisitor that's raising zeal in Wessex. Maybe there was before. It's not my Alim. He doesn't raise zeal. Yeah, that's very interesting. And that is it for the Polish. The Polish king has been captured and executed. And yeah, they hung on for a while. That was the reemergence of the Poles, of course. So they could always come back. And yeah, Prince Al-Mustali has come of age, so I want to check in on him. Secret blackmailer, that's not good. So he's going to be losing loyalty at one point. And then killer instinct, so +2 valor and then +1 dread. Overall, not bad. Loyalty, yeah, that's going to get bad once his blackmailer is discovered. But if he becomes a sultan, it's not going to be a big deal. And he's immediately jumped everyone else. Interesting. So now I'm curious, will Prince Al-Adil jump him once he comes of age? We have ourselves another French crusade that is marching on Tripoli. So let's go ahead and check that out and see how strong that one is looking. There it is. So currently it just has some Knights Templar, some Order foot soldiers, halberdiers, arbalesters, fanatics. Okay, so let's see how much that grows over time. They don't have, there's not too many Catholic provinces to hoover up troops from. Bavaria has 11% zeal, Bohemia has 4% zeal, Austria has 8% zeal, so then we're just into pagan and Orthodox territories. So I doubt they're going to be able to get much troops from those territories. Yeah, I don't have high hopes for that crusade. I don't think it's going to be able to do much against me. Now Prince Al-Adil has come of age, and I'm curious to see how this all turns out. Let's see, here's another one here. So the followers of John Wycliffe, the Lollards, they are heretics, and Mercia is now a hotbed of heresy and disloyalty. Okay. And just before that, we had a message. I can't remember what it was about, but it was a message that said that heresy was growing in Wessex as well. So England is probably has a lot of heretics going on up there. Prince Al-Adil, Chinless Wonder. Ooh, that's a bad one. -1 acumen, -1 command. Yikes. So hopefully it's not you. It's still Prince Al-Mustali. Okay. So if the brother is the one that takes over and the brother has a son, then his son will be the next in line. As long as he is older. I don't know, if these ages were reversed. I don't know. I'm assuming maybe Prince Al-Adil would be the next in line, despite the fact that his dad is dead and his uncle is in charge. I'm not sure, but that's just kind of an assumption. Okay, interesting. So the other two brothers now are no longer in line, and Prince Ali and Prince Baybars are the younger sons of the current sultan, I believe. Or no, I think Prince Baybars actually might have been I don't know, was he the last sultan's son? I can't remember. I think he might have had two sons late in life, maybe. Oh wow, it did not take long for the Poles to re-emerge again. Okay, here they are, back in Lithuania. There they are. So yeah, it's just Lithuania, okay. Well, they have Mongols and rebels to fight there, so I'm wondering, hopefully they can do okay. And then, yeah, Prince Ali has come of age as well. 2 valor, +1 dread, and then -1 command. But he's a 3 or 4 stars, it looks like. 4 stars. Yeah, overall not bad. I like the loyalty. And then, yeah, he's behind Prince Al-Adil. Let's check out this Polish reemergence, shall we? So yeah, lots of mounted crossbows, arbalesters, Ooh, feudal knights, like a ton of them. Oh, wow. Holy smokes, that's powerful. Yeah, mounted crossbows, handgunners, pavis, crossbows. Yeah, more feudal knights, just tons of them. My goodness, wow. Yeah, too bad they have a shitty king and then a 1-star lieutenant. Yeah, that's a lot of feudal knights. Like, no melee infantry, which is funny. So, and I was gonna look at this. So, like, I've been wondering if reemergences, those troops, I wonder if they, like, are determined by the infrastructure in the province that they come from. There's, like, nothing here. It's just a fort and a border fort, so... Yeah, those feudal knights did not come from, like, anything within the province. They just got gifted that. That's very nice. So the rebels are going to get stomped. They just have Slav javelins and spears and archers. And yep, more of the same. Some woodsmen and some arquebusiers. And the Mongols, you know, they got some stuff here. Some heavy stuff. Some Mongol horse archers. But, like, I think the Polish are going to clean this up. The question's going to be, can they do anything past that? The Mongols have some decent strength in this area, but there's been some tussling back and forth between the Byzantines and the Mongols. The Byzantines, like, just really impressed me. They've just been really impressive. You know, they've hung on. For a while there, they had even taken Chernigov off of some rebel forces. They lost it now. You know, they've attacked Crimea. They've been going after the Trebizond. Like, the Byzantines have just been really, like, just lashing out and trying to, you know, trying to survive. It's been very impressive. And oh, wow, they've taken Georgia. Oh, snap. Wow. Yeah, they're using this boat in the Black Sea to nip off these isolated provinces. And yeah, Georgia, you know, just has these steppe heavy cav inside. Too bad there's like enough forces in Armenia to come in and destroy this. So this Byzantine emperor is going to want to get out of here. Yeah, he's going to get trapped, I think. Because this is going to take 4 turns for that to fall? Yeah. Shoot. Kind of makes me want to, you know, take Armenia just to, like, try to make the Mongols focus on me and not them. I changed my mind about fighting this. I'm sorry, but I just don't have it in me. Yeah. I'm not all there right now, guys. I'm a little bit distracted if you can't tell, but yeah, I'm trying to bang out this episode just to kind of, you know, put the work in, right? So yeah, this is just gonna be an auto resolve. Again, I hate doing that, but I just yeah, just can't fight a battle right now. Hopefully that helps out the Byzantines. I would rather, you know, help them out for now. Just because we're not at war with them. So any province they take is a province that I can trade with, you know? Like Kiev, I'm trading with. Moldavia, I'm trading with. If they were to take Crimea, I could trade with that. I could trade with Georgia, you know? My income is in the positive. I am making 2 grand per turn now, so that's good. And I think that is mostly just from other factions taking territories off of previous French territories, I think, or maybe even Mongolian territories, maybe. Yeah, that might be the main reason. Like, well, actually, yeah, it'd be nice if the Burgundians built a port in Provence. That would be nice. Okay, let's end this turn and let's see if I can distract the Mongols long enough to let the Byzantines take Georgia. Looks like they sent a small force, but I don't know, that looked like a small force. The Mongols are going to retreat from Lithuania. And the Byzantines are retreating, damn. Damn. And yeah, they're going to stand and fight this. I mean, I have 6,000 versus their 1,100, so you'd think that I could win this. And yeah, I did win this. So I lost 500 and I killed 1,000. Alright, Armenia is now mine. Cash raised, 389. And the Pope is still asking for crusades against me. How's that French crusade going? Is he, Yeah, he's hanging out in Moldavia. Are they allied with the Byzantines, by the way? They are. Okay, interesting. So they could use the Byzantine boat to, you know, go somewhere, but yeah, they're not going to be able to get anywhere near Tripoli. That's for gosh darn sure. How long is this going to last? 2 turns before this garrison falls. And Armenia, and there's no chance. Oh wow, the rebels have finally taken Trebizond. Rebels have been attacking Trebizond for like a century. It's been going on for so long. So yeah, now the only forces in Anatolia that belong to the Mongols are this forces here in, well, okay, I was going to say the province of Anatolia, but then Georgia as well, which I don't know if that's considered Anatolia or what. Shoot, I'm drawing a blank on the mountain range that goes here between the Black Sea and the other sea. I'm drawing a lot of blanks right now. Yeah, gosh, this is like, I don't think that's like considered Anatolia is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, all right, moving on. Oh wow, look out, Mongols. Yeah, the Poles are wasting no time in taking Smolensk. Okay, I have another son on the way here, and so Prince Baybars and Prince Nazir. So I think this is like my brother, I think. Then Prince Nazir, I think, is my son. For oh no, this is okay. I'm forgetting. I'm still being ruled by, yeah. He's 64. Hot damn. Okay. So he's 64. His son is still, yeah, next in line. He's 26, so he's ready to take over. And that is it for my next sultan. Yeah, how about that? 2 sultans in 1 episode. So yes, he's died, and his son will be taking over. So it's going to be, yeah, so he has 5 influence, 28 years old, he's married. And does he have any sons on the way? I think Prince Khalil is one of my brothers. So he's Prince Aladil's like a stepbrother or a cousin. His cousin. And then these are all brothers, I believe. So I don't think he has any sons yet. I have just reached another Homeland's objectives counting period because I'm just cruising through the turns in this episode. So I have scored another 18 points. And I feel like that was more than before. Wasn't that 16 for 1375? Yeah, they must have changed the amounts for maybe a couple of these. But yeah, we are comfortably ahead now. The Italians are still around. They never died. Same with the Byzantines. But yeah, the Italians, they're still around. But they are being crunched by the papacy. The Italians still have Tyrulia and Milan and Genoa. And they're still at war. I think are they just at war with the papacy? No, they're just at war with the Germans. Interesting. Okay, so the papacy is probably being attacked by the Mongols. Maybe that's why. Yeah, I wonder where. Mongols don't seem to be going too hard. I don't know. I feel like the Mongols have had Naples for a while. So I don't know if that's where they're being attacked. Yeah, the Spanish are just being pathetic. Like, come on, guys. Like, your armies are kind of decent, you know? You could definitely... Ooh, oh my god, the Almohads. The Almohads have lost Granada. They've lost Granada to a single unit of urban militia. That's the... Oh my god. That's hilarious. I'm sure they should be able to retake it because this is not going to fall for another 9 turns. So they should be able to retake it. Yeah, that's a lot of Gulam bodyguards right there in Morocco. But yeah, come on, Spanish. Like, you could be taking back, like, just take back some territory, you know? Leon has a port. Cordoba has a port. You take back those territories and I can then trade with you, you know? Portugal has a port too, but, you know, it's just one port. So take some more ports, guys. You can beat these armies. At least beat Cordoba. Maybe not the other ones, but... Come on, guys. Throw your hat in the ring. Go for it. Do something. Be somebody. Okay, now my ruler's wife has given birth to a son, so that's comforting, because I'm pretty sure the rest of the heirs are his brothers. And I'm pretty sure it does cap out at 6 heirs, so having Prince Asali as his son, I think that's going to be his only son then. These are all going to be his brothers, I think, except for his cousin, of course, up there. Okay, and he's 38, so he will be of age by the time his, I mean, he still will be alive by the time his son comes of age, I think. And yeah, he must have had the wraparound bug with his influence, because, yeah, his influence is pretty low. But again, as long as I don't train any soldiers, I think I'm going to be fine. I think so. Ooh, actually, I don't know. There's some pretty low loyalty up here in Armenia. Yeah, 0 loyalty is bad. Yeah, we might have to keep an eye on that and see what comes of that. Making some money though, making over 5 grand. That feels good. The Mongols are attacking me. I don't know if that's going to go well for them. Yeah, they're going to retreat from that. That's smart. And Prince Nazir has come of age as well. So, what do you got? So, you're going to be losing some piety from this when it comes to light, and +2 valor, +1 dread, okay? Looks like he's a 1-star general. Oh yeah, that's right, because the current sultan has a low influence and needs to build back up after that wraparound bug. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So his stats are gonna, like no loyalty. That's so shitty. Yeah, that's too bad. Alright, you're just gonna be hanging out with your brother. And yeah, the Mongols attacking Lesser Armenia. Like, what are you guys thinking, eh? You guys stand no chance. Be like the French Crusade and just chill. There's 6 men left in this crusade. Yikes. Oh my goodness, the Spanish just got wrecked by the Mongols. How did this happen? That is so wild. These stacks came in and wrecked them. There was like 5 or 6 stacks of Spanish forces. I mean, yeah, the Mongols took some casualties, but look at this. Oh my goodness, this 9-star general just wrecked them. I mean, they do have like gold upgrades and everything, like that's pretty good, but that's wild. Wow. I did not see that coming. And this is wild too, the rebels taking Granada off the Almohads. Oh, that's so funny. So the Almohads are back down to just Morocco and Algeria. Yeah, that's too bad because I'm not going to be trading with Portugal anymore. My income is still 400 or 4,600, so that's, you know, that's something. That's better than nothing. Yep, and that is it for the Spanish. They no longer present any real threats. No, they do not. Of course, they can just come back, though. I mean, the fact that they've owned Portugal, and Portugal is one of the most rebellious provinces on the map, you know, like, all it takes is for these Mongol forces, like, I don't know, they would have to keep, the fact that they have like 3 stacks here, 3 half stacks, and the loyalty is only 150%. So what, if they just removed one of these half stacks, loyalty would dip beneath 120%? Yeah, that's tough. So, yeah, the Spanish could come back, we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. Ooh, gosh darn. My port was destroyed by a flood here in Cyprus. That's actually, it's pretty bad. I wonder if that means, so the French king has died from an illness, okay. I wonder if that means that my influence can't be felt by Cyprus. Looks like their loyalty is fine. Okay, so I was worried. Yeah, it's interesting. I was worried that by not having the port, that like the line of communication back to the Sultan would be cut, and therefore their loyalty would drop. But it seems like they're doing okay. So let's just build that port back up. Also, I'm having an assassin pick off my guys here in Rhodes. And yeah, you've not done your job. Just one Valor spy has not caught that assassin. So let's go ahead. Do I have more? I have more spies, right? Right? 1 Valor, 2 Valor. Yeah, let's send you over to Rhodes, and let's just train up another spy or 2 there. Actually, let's train up a few more. Okay, and that's been a lot of turns in this episode. I mean, that's a lot. I don't know if I've ever done. Was it been like, it was like 45 turns in this episode? That's pretty crazy. I don't know. Was it that many? I don't know. But yeah, that was a lot. Obviously, wasn't really what I had in mind. I thought that I was gonna fight a battle in this episode, but yeah, I just I'm pretty stressed out, so I'm not. Have you ever been like so stressed out that you just kind of see tunnel vision? So yeah, that's me right now, and it's kind of hard for me to focus. You can argue that I probably shouldn't have recorded this episode if my mind wasn't in it. But I felt like I had to. I felt like I needed to disappear into something for a while, and this channel happens to be that thing that helps me do that. So apologies for the episode that was, boring and nothing really happened. But I think that we all know that this campaign's been wrapped up for a while now, and at this point, the only reason why I'm still playing it is because there's still some things that I want to experiment with. Obviously, this particular episode wasn't really, I didn't really, experiment with too much. I did kind of learn a thing or two about the heirs for the Muslim factions. But I do still want to play out the remaining few turns of this campaign, because I do still want to see like the final stages of what it looks like with small garrisons in my frontier settlements, and then having like an army that kind of reacts to that. It's something that I've been toying with, but I haven't been quite brave enough to set out and finalize, just because I wanted to get these provinces, protecting my core territories, my homeland territories, and yeah, hopefully by the time I record the next episode for this campaign, hopefully I'm in the right, a better spot, so that I can kind of, think through the things that I want to do in this campaign. So that's going to be, that's all going to wait until next time. As always, I hope you have enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. This has been Concept, playing at Medieval Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.